welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Tonight, it's a good Week 9 matchup here on a Monday night between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. They are in a zone. Remember, folks, 4 interceptions for this defense a week ago. First drive, make it number 5.
And the focal point will be the people who pick the ball out of the air. But let's not forget, to make that happen, it has to be an excellent pass rush, terrific coverage where they are plastered to the receivers, and then, of course, taking it away, making the catch, and going in the other direction.
And the young buck showing that ability, that agility to dance outside of the pocket, complete the deep ball. And
don't think for a second that the coaching staff didn't have their heart rate accelerate a little bit there, right? Anytime you have those young quarterbacks and they get outside of the pocket, you're just hoping that they make good decisions because so many things can happen that can go wrong when you throw it downfield like that. He got away with it there and in a big way. That was not a designed run. It was supposed to be a pass, but it turned into an exceptional run. What a scramble for a touchdown.
Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And that's off the mark, incomplete. There you see the starters defensively for Jacksonville. They were very solid last week. The victory over Baltimore.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
Hey. Now let's go.
Back to throw here. Wide open receiver complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A big 30-yard play on third. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you wonder, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races. I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Here's Hines. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss.
Now let's go.
We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference. Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Looking to throw on second down. Murray. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. And down he'll go at the 25. First time that they've called his number tonight, and it gets him a first down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Murray now being chased out left. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
All right, here we go.
Off play action. Murray. Open man is Amari Darboh, complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
To throw on second down, Murray. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Murray. Over the middle, that's caught by QT. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use?
And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. Doug Marrone has made the call. His guys are going for it. On fourth down, Murray. Accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. So they go on fourth down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
Probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get.
They've got his man complete. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
He lost 6 there on the first down play. Clock runs, less than a minute to go, and an entertaining first quarter of play. Off the play fake, Murray. Escaping the pressure right. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
They're in with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Throwing on third and long. Murray flushed out right. And the 15. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Give him 30 yards there.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Here's Murray. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone!
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Murray. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. As his guys are in for 6. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6.
An excellent, long, sustained offensive drive. And now they can look across the field and see a defense that looks a little bit beaten down. Right now, as an offensive coordinator, you're thinking to yourself, can I dial up the knockout punch?
Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Hey, here we go. Green 39! Green 39!
This is the first carry for Rob Kelly. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Second and 6, just inside the 30.
Here we go now. Green 39! Green 39!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 23 yards on the play.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
This is Hines. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They'll hand it off to Kelly. Miles Jack there to make the tackle.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
All right, here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. And defensive back Jamal Adams in on the stop.
Here we go now. Green 39.
They'll look to throw here. Looking left side. It's complete. He's got it. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. A first opportunity for the Steelers in the red zone. They've got a first and goal just inside the 5.
All right, here we go. Green 39.
Again, this is Kelly. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close. Sneak it.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
They'll set up to throw. And the Jags get to him as down he goes.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
They'll look to throw. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. Jacksonville's pass defense holds serve. 4th down.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a first down. Threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary. Incomplete pass. One of these quarterbacks going to learn. You don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Back out there. He's thrown for a touchdown. He also ran for a touchdown, so they have to count for a guy that can do a little bit of both.
And because of that, that puts a defense back on its heels. Because normally you just think, okay, he's going to throw the ball. Let's tee off, put a little extra pressure on him. But when he's able to either escape or run with the ball and design plays, that really changes what you try and do on defense.
Yeah, you certainly can't forget about the arm, that's for sure. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On 1st down, Murray. He's going to rifle one deep, and that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That goes for a gain of 31.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Flush to his right. His throw caught at about the 5. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Calvin Ridley, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. And he puts it through. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a good return up past the 30, but was it aided by an illegal block or a hold? Let's see.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
So that will push him back.
First down.
And now we know why I have a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back. That penalty will move them back.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Now it's Hines. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
They run with Hines. Takes this up just short of the 30, but he was able to avoid that earlier tackle. Nice move. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Looking to throw. Murray. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. Good contain. No gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down. So unable to get any yardage at all off of the screen there on 3rd down.
And ordinarily on 3rd down, that's when you want to bring pressure. You get all your guys who want to get after the quarterback. But how about the patience they showed? Read the play, snuffed it out, and made a nice stop.
They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down.
Set! 3-19! 3-19! Detroit! Detroit!
They'll try and throw for it here. And this is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. So shall we say a bold decision to go for it, and that bold decision does not pay off.
And when you talk about bold, you're saying all caps?
All caps.
Yeah, without a doubt. Maybe they're telling their defense they have a lot of faith in them. I mean, that's how you have to spin it, is that you tell your defense, you know something? We were able to go for it there because you guys are so good. I'm not worried about things. That's the only explanation I can come up with in this situation.
Well, he better get ready to spin it for that post-game presser because you know he's going to be out.
He's going to have to spin it for his own locker room, frankly.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. They'll set up a throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll lead here to a third down. Back to throw. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A big 30-yard play on third.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
This will be caught at about the 6. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. James O'Shaughnessy, his second touchdown on the season. And the Steelers are able to make this a close game again.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed. Way harder to cover than before.
Extra point from McManus is good. And it's now 21-17. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Leonard Fournette making his way back out there. He only has a single solo carry. Numero uno. Second quarter, they need to get him the ball more, don't they?
I'm not the greatest statistician in the world.
Yeah, you are.
But a back like that with only 1 carry kind of takes me back to college in the classroom. Not enough evidence to...
wide open, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. And give them a gain of 37. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing on first down. Murray steps away to his left. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down. To throw on second down. Murray completes it to Lee. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout called, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Let's go! Blue landing! Blue landing!
On 3rd and 2, Murray. And he's got his man. It's Darbo. And they move this all the way down to the 9. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Back to throw. Murray. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Julio Jones. As the first half is winding down, and the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Final 10 seconds of the half as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Set! Green 39! Green 39!
They'll throw now on the final play, and that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Now let's go!
Now back to throw. He's going to loft one into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the 2nd half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Here we go now!
They go play action here on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay, because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a 1st down.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
Here we go now! Green 39! Green 39!
On 1st and 10, Murray. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets, because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
All right, now, look at 56. Look at...
On 1st down, Murray. And Jones has it over the middle. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
And this Fournette territory here, and he's alone in the backfield on 2nd and goal. looking to throw. Murray escaping the pressure right. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. It's their quarterback taking it in from a yard out. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. Oh, this is blocked.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. We got it. We got it.
Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. And that often runs you into a penalty.
They'll look to throw now on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
And a third down pass falls incomplete. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
This is taken at about the 14. Uses the spin. A great return there of 22 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And I'm just wondering, how many yards is he going to throw for? We're only in the third quarter. He's just thrown for a ton.
You have your abacus here?
My what?
Your abacus?
I thought you said like Atticus Finch.
No. We're not getting that deep, but counting this up.
Well, the defense loses him. It's complete. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 52 yards. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. George Kittle, the receiver that he was looking for. And it's second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Throwing again. Murray. And he's got it. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. George Kittle, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here?
Here we go
The
now.
punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, if there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Here we go now.
Now Kelly running left. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And they'll go on the ground. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Aaron Donald's secret, if there is one, to his play, his ability to contort his body in such a way that you can't get a good, clean block on him. He slides through holes and slides past blockers and makes plays just as we saw there.
And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. Really solid effort for him right now. Third quarter, already 4 touchdown passes. How many can he get here?
That remains to be seen, but I know one thing, you and I will be here to watch. And I'm not going anywhere. With what he's doing in this contest, I'm not missing a minute of it. This guy's been spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, it's a team game, but sometimes these individual performances are fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes they just kind of come to the front, despite the fact, as you said, we know it's all about the team. But the way he's playing, he's trying to make his team win on his back.
And it's been exciting. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
And you know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Everyone dialed in. That one goes for 24 yards.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. Back to the air on second down. Murray flushed out right. Complete to Jones. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. The ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Gonna throw right side here, complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. In for the score. And the Jaguars are pouring it on.
Well, after another passing touchdown, I don't think it'd be an understatement to say that he's in the zone, and I believe he likes it.
So the drive there, 5 plays, 80 yards. And it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. This one taken just inside the 10. And an alley to run. The 40. He's at the 30. 10. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. As his guys are in for 6. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's going.
Now, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They built up that lead at intermission, and they're just continuing to pour it on right now, aren't they?
Locked into a really good groove right now. I don't know if it's just the play call.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Javon Hargrave forcing his way through there to drop him for a loss of a good 10 yards.
Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
Off play action. Murray finding room at the 30. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Lee. And he'll take this all the way up to the 38-yard line. 23 yards on the play. Throwing on first down. Murray stepping up. He's going to keep it. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Back now in Pittsburgh. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Off the play fake. Murray. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around. Picks, you could put yourself in jeopardy.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Back to throw. Murray buying time to his left. He may try and run for this. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. On 1st and 10, Murray. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A very solid gain of 27. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That is caught at the 7. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. Murray now. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Murray. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. He can run for it, and he will. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
Well, he was looking at a dime formation, 6 defensive backs on the field, so he's looking for anyone to throw the football to, but he didn't have anyone open, so he took off and ran for it, but he came up just short, and that brings up 4th down.
On 4th down, Murray. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars continue to roll.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
Going. She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. First down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Looking to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looked like the Steelers were able to recover, and they will indeed hold on to the ball.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
On first down, Murray. And he will find Ridley on the left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play. Throwing on first down, Murray. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pick up there of 20 yards. On 1st and 10, Murray. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. On first down, Murray eluding the pressure right. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
And we have to give credit to him for Buying time and extending the play, but you know there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Looking to throw on second down. Murray. Dancing, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And the stats on the screen tell the story. A great start. This defense, they made some good adjustments, though. He's fallen off since.
Have to like what they did at the half, but you also have to like the fact that they hung in there. Despite the fact they had a tough first half, he was locked in, right, rocking and rolling. They came out, made their adjustments, got their confidence back. Now they're causing them all sorts of trouble.
First down.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Set. 319.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. I don't know what was going on there, but the end result, this is going to be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Here's Murray. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down. He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long, with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart, and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Detroit! Detroit!
Back to throw. Murray. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. That one looks like he'll throw here. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away, turns into a nice play.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Murray escaping the pressure right. Oh, wide open, complete. A big third down play there for the Jags. 48 yards.
And they just hit another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
It's the age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And that rushing touchdown is fourth, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Looking to throw. Murray fighting, lost the football. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it. Because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
All right, here we go.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And McDonald here over the middle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Back to throw now on first down. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find
holding.
out.
Offense.
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Set. Green, 39.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
Throwing to start the drive. Murray flushed out right. Now he'll go deep down the middle and nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
Off play action. Murray. Flush to his right. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle, and he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with it.
Back to throw. Murray. He's going to fire one deep. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that. But There are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with this one. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90!
Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved.
False start, offense.
And that'll set them back 5. The false start backs them up 5. 1st and 15.
Hurry up, here we go. Green.
They'll look to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Throwing on 1st down. Murray eluding the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that is incomplete. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Jacksonville, they continue to cruise through this first half of the schedule as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss. And they'll get a home date next week against the Kansas City Chiefs. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.